Misanthrope's lecture and analysis.
Kit in the Mystic Forest, Act 3, Mother and Family, Part 55, Witness 2, A World Unprepared. 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐸𝐻𝐿, temporal body of Adel, read from the colloquy, and the walls of the altar crumbled before all. He read once more, and the skies darkened, and the sun reddened. The world screamed in agony as it became warped in Adel's eye. It had started. The new world was here, and the old world was fading away. Kit, told to hide, ran to safety far on the outskirts of the newly made battlefield, and through parted bushes she saw her parents engage the body of Adel in battle. However, it was all over in what seemed like the blink of an eye, his eye. With a touch and a glance, both mother and father were frozen in time. It was talking to the old mare's body, talking to her parents, but she was too far away to make any of it out, any except for a single word. Witness. Witness. Witness what, she wondered, before taking notice of the terrifying ongoings round her. The winds raged, the trees arched and cracked, the grass turned to ash, and that creepy shadow lurking behind the old mare grew larger and larger, and seemed more tangible than before. She, this girl named Kit, wondered, is this what we are to witness? Then Adel turned to her. Frightened and confused, she wanted to run, but she didn't want to leave her mother and father. It started towards her. She hesitated too long, and it was too late. Adel, or at least his temporal form, was there. It touched the girl upon the head, peered deeply into her soul, and said to her, "Witness, Kit Woods. Witness the loss of your family." Frozen like her parents, the girl stood entranced by Adel's spell, locked within her mind, in a dreamscape all her own. She, Kit, saw her mother. She saw her lying sick in their bed, transforming into something that was less than human. She also saw her father, trapped in the ground, ripped and torn and sad. She saw herself, alone in a cave, rolling into a tight little ball. She saw all of her recent unhappy memories, every one. She could feel Adel trying to bring her down, whispering ill in her ear. But strangely, she didn't feel sad or unhappy, or any other depressing emotions. It was because when she looked just beyond those moments, what she saw was a father sacrificing everything for his girls, a mother rescuing her daughter and husband, and a daughter doing anything she could to reunite her lost family. What she saw was love, and just like that, the dream was over. Kit had escaped. Adel was shocked, but not moved by Kit's resolve. Its words were code. This part-fairy girl, daughter of an wife, offspring of an abomination, little and small, would not succeed because she could not succeed. She would fail and become lost, just like her parents, just like this man, just like this forest, just like the town, just like everyone. And that, Kit thought, was it. She was 4 foot in zilch and had headed up to 8 foot 2. The girl placed her hands on the body of Adel's temporal form and gave it a good shove. And while the body barely budged, it felt good. Very good. So good, in fact, that she kept pushing. She screamed in a voice that boomed, "I won't witness the loss of my family because I won't lose my family." Still, its body barely budged, so she dug her little feet into the ground and pushed harder. "Witness your own mistakes, your own failures, and leave us alone." Still, its body barely budged, but she was doggedly focused. She would move that body. She flashed the old mare her fiercest pout, took a big breath, and exhaled it from her nose. She gave it everything she had. "Witness yourself." The body of Adel was moved. pushed back and on the ground. The spell lifted and her parents freed. The poor girl couldn't check to affirm this, for you see, the whole of her tiny being shook and trembled with fright and relief. She continued until her mother and father laid a hand upon her shoulders, one on either side. The three watched as Adel's shadow separated from the old mare's now lame body and dissipated into the air, leaving the world with only this.
I was lost, and no one searched. I became free, found myself needed. I was truly lost.
𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐞 in the Mystic Forest was written by T.O. Coleman, performed by 𝐻, with original music remix by Adachi. And as always, we give a very special thanks to our audience for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Next time, Part 56, Witness 3, A Prayer for 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐞.